Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Table Team, and welcome to our weekly fantasy football show. How are you doing, Russell? Been a long time. Yeah. Well, I brought to you since last month.
Yeah, I'm good. I was just surprised because we was in the pre-room and Lee wasn't here. Then we've cut to the intro and Lee's popped up in the corner. I was like, "Wow, there he is." Yeah, good.
He's got his green screen behind his chair now. He's the nappy boy.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. No, it's good. It's been an interesting week actually, fantasy wise. So I'm quite looking forward to going through everyone's scores, who's done well, who hasn't. I think I was quite frustrated on Sunday because I think I had kind of everyone where I wanted, but a lot of people had Saka as captain, which kind of annoyed me. But we'll go to it later on. But yeah, good in general.
Tell you something, if you had Martinelli as your captain, you would have been Quinton.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy Salah got a late goal. I tell you, I needed that badly.
Hermani's in a chat. Well done, Lee. What a great week you had, Lee.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, he's buzzing. He's loving it. I told you, Lee. Lee should have. Yeah, Lee. I knew Lee would have the best week. I thought he's going to have the best week with that team. Should have got more points because Nunes should have scored for him, really. So, but.
And did Nunes get booked as well? That cost him 2 points, didn't it, as well?
No, not Nunes. Neves.
Neves got booked. You know, before the team sorted itself out and everything, he come down and says, "Dad, I'm gutted." I says, "Why?" He says, "I'm on 99 points." Because, it recalculates then, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's usually adding on the bonus. I mean, I think there is an app or there is some sort of site where you can probably get your scores really quickly, but I just kind of let mine mature. Then I kind of surprise myself in the morning or depress myself in the morning.
I like to do that.
So, yeah.
How are you, Lee?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
And how are you, Liam?
Tired.
Well, it's your own fault, lad.
It's funny, actually. You've got if I do the opposites, you've got, if I go like, how can I get to Lee? There, wait there. I'm trying to figure out my angles here. Right, yeah. There's happy fantasy. There, you got Lee. Then unhappy fantasy. He even goes his screen's really dark and his is really bright.
It levels out the mood. It's the mood. That's what this is. It's just the mood.
Yeah, it is. You've got
the fantasy week.
Yeah,
I love getting below average. Oh yes.
Well, Amani just says, "I only just missed out on 100 plus points. Blooming Tedosky and Dawson let me down. Big Dawson."
Well, I was happy that they did let you down. Otherwise, Leeds would be struggling in reality, weren't they? So, yeah.
Good point. That's a good point. Right. Well, do we whiz through these how we did?
Just skip mine. Just skip.
No.
Yours is going on, mate. Don't you worry. Yours is going on.
Yeah, we got well, actually, most of us done pretty well, so I think we should take more time on his because let's go through what he didn't get right and help him.
Yeah, he needs help. I tell you. Right. Well, let's share screen without pressing the wrong button this time. This is Tom's score. Tom Rogers, 92 points. Tom got.
Good. He's getting to grips with it quick, isn't he?
Yes. He made 6 transfers though, minus 20 points.
Oh my God. I didn't see that bit.
Yeah. So he got 72 points then, didn't he?
Yeah, I like that. Just to let you know, Tom, you've got chips that, mate, and yeah.
The man says spent 20 minus 20 minutes on Liam's laughing her head off.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's like
Well-
he's like a new version of you.
Yeah. Yeah. In me, I tell you, honest. I promise it's not. Right, Edison with 2 points, Ream with 2, Robertson with 5, Gabriel with 15, Saka is captain with 30, Gakpo with 4, Salah 11, Andreas 1, Odegaard 11, Nonto 1, Haaland 10, and his bench, he only had Ward who got 2 points. The rest of them didn't play.
I think he's going to get used to it quick.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think he will. Like I say, it's going to be a good learning curve from this week. This
It's a good
season.
score. Really good score.
Yeah.
You know, and them transfers he probably made, it's probably gained him more than them 20 points he lost.
Oh, this one makes me laugh. I know he's not playing, but just go on to Griffin. I know he's not playing. We probably won't. But this is what annoys me. I mean, just look at his captain. I mean, this is just pure luck. I mean, the captain's got injured, and he's still. This is crazy. He's got 88 points.
Griffalo Soldier, 88 points.
Yeah, but look how many players he has.
How are people who are not even playing the game anymore, who have just completely, say, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore, delete the app, they still play, I mean, the team is still in there, and they get more points than me, and
Yeah, I love it.
Honestly, if you're straight as the sugar out of me, they should get inactivity points. They should honestly get inactivity points.
That's a good idea. That is hilarious because how many players he got? He's only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 players getting points.
There's even got Cancelo in there and Thiago Silva, who are even they're injured or they've left, man.
And he's captain Van Dijk.
I know.
48 points.
I mean, that is
come on.
Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny.
So you had Ramsdale in it with 13, Cancelo 0, Thiago 1, Shaw 0, Van Dijk with 48, Fabinho with 2, Gallagher on, Foden 13, Zaha went on, Haaland with 10, Havertz with 1. His bench, it were all zeros.
Well, that's the worst part. It's the worst part. How many players in his starting 11 has got 0 points or is injured or not played, and he still goes out and gets more points than me? They need to sort something out with it.
That's what you got to do, Liam. You just got to stop playing, mate.
I might just stop playing. I might just pop into the stream. I might be like, I'm not even playing this week. I'm just going to leave the team how it is and see what I'm going to do that this week. I'm not even going to touch my team. I'm just going to sit back and just relax. All right.
This is what I love about fantasy. It's the mental barrage it gives you.
Wait, it's annoying. Don't even play anymore to get more points.
Vibes with 73 points. I don't think he plays anymore, don't Vibes?
Oh, there's another one.
No transfers. Ramsdale with 13, Thiago with 1, Trippier didn't play, Shah didn't play, Martinelli with 26, Billing with 1, Rashford didn't play, Trossard with 12, De Bruyne with 0, Tony who didn't play, and Haaland with 20.
Thank you so much for saying who didn't play. I am so happy. I am over the moon with how ridiculous this week is.
So he got 6 players playing. That's it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes, Tom, I am not getting any scum players. Brought in Trashford and Blue. Then had to get rid of them. Smiley face.
Who's Blue Tone? What's Blue Tone?
Bruno, is it?
Oh,
no.
Bruno.
It might be Bruno because of autocorrect.
Okay, Bruno Fernandes.
Yes, so well done for not playing Vibes. We are 73 points. So
if I could swear right now, I would be saying something else. That's all I'm going to say. If I could go out from the friendly, I would be saying something else.
No, we don't know name plays, but he got 61 points.
Oh, thank you. I've actually beaten someone in the league this week.
Who's not playing?
Someone call a miracle. Oh, but
Edison with 2, Saliba 12, Dunk 0, Trippier 1 playing, Dunk 1 playing, Almiron 1 playing, Saka 15, Trossard 12, De Bruyne 0, Jesus 0, Mitrovic 0, Haaland 20.
That's crazy, yeah.
So at least you've met somebody, Liam.
Oh yeah, but against someone who never plays, who never.
Did I do no name? Did I do Ismail's team?
Yeah, he's the one who you just did. Yeah.
Right, so Nurse got 64 points. Pope didn't play, Scar didn't play, Trippier didn't play, Saliba with 12, Saka with 15, Rashford didn't play, Odegaard with 11, Fernandes didn't play, Kane with 6, Tony didn't play, Haaland 20. And then a bench, she didn't get any points off at bench.
But still beat Liam.
just let me just play my violin for you. I need another coffee.
But in the menace, the Doctor got 86 points this week. Well done, Doctor. He used his wild card as well, Russell.
Who's that, sorry? Bowen the Menace. Oh, what? Have you gone all the way up? You've gone all the way up to him?
Have I skipped someone?
You skipped loads. You were down at...
Oh, bloody hell, yeah, sorry. Well, where am I going? Right, no. Team pool. 81 points this week, team pool. Sorry, everybody. Team pool got 81 points. Allison with 12, Kilman with 3, Alexander Arnold 13, Ayling 6, Salah with his captain with 22, Matthias 5, Solly March didn't play, Trossard with 12, Johnson with 2, Tony with 0, Captain Harry Kane with 6, and Vice Captain Harry Kane with 6. And he didn't have any players on bench apart from Henderson, but he didn't play neither. So well done, team pool.
Well done on your 81 points. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Should be like these are serious ball players. You know, they're not like you. These are all professional players. Planet 24 got 83 points this week. Didn't make no transfers. Roderick with 0, Saliba 12, Mings 7, Dyer 12, Andreas 1, Rashford didn't play, Almiron didn't play, Salah 11, Saka, who was his captain, got 30, Mitrovic got 0, Haaland got 10. And look at his bench, he's still got Cancelo on it. Henderson, Cancelo, Delort, and Jesus.
That's nasty. 83 points. You can only dream of that.
Good score, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I say, half of them aren't playing anyway, so.
Planet 24 got 80. I've just done Planet 24, haven't I?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Because when I go back, it doesn't save where I was.
Yeah, you would do Planet 24.
Planet 24. Right, so now it's Happy Amaret. Happy Amaret got 85 points this week. 3 hit played as well. So let's see what a team are with 3 hit. Ramsdale with 13, Saliba with 12, Emerson Royale with 7, Dawson with 3, Mikalenko with 1, Bruno with 3, Andreas with 1, Saka 15, Iwobi 4, Haaland with a captain 20, Kane 6. And on the bench, she had Alisson with 12, Fernandes didn't play, Mahrez with 1, and Johnson got 2.
I think what surprised me with that team is she still picked a lot of single game week players. And she had someone on the bench who wasn't playing. I couldn't figure out why. If you got a free hit, you just load up on doubles, don't you?
Yeah.
I was quite surprised by
that. Man, it says set the Clown League.
Oh, even Harmony's on my case now. Right.
No, not you idiot, me.
All right. Honestly, I have one bad week, and it's just it's just take the mick out of Liam there. Oh, Liam's got the lowest points in the league. Oh, well, it's funny. He deserves a double trophy.
Liam, it's
So
the
well
taking
done,
part.
that, Gamma.
It's the taking part that counts, isn't it?
I don't care about the taking part. I care about winning.
Gotta
Obviously,
get better, lad. Gotta get
Here
better.
we
The
go,
players of the
here we
field
go,
done.
lads. Hey, Liam, a first-time fantasy player, managed to get 98 points this week.
Good week.
And Amani Fairlove, what a wonderful score.
Actually, well played.
We're going to do this with every score above 64, aren't we? Every
You'll
single
be above-
score, it's just going to be like, oh, wonderful week. Wonderful.
You'll be above Liam soon.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
So 98
fact-
points. She only made 4 transfers and minus 8 points.
In fact, she's not that far off Liam right now, to be honest. Yeah. It's only 80 points, isn't it? It's doable.
So she's catching up. Here we go. She had Allison with 12 points. Dawson with 3. Zinchenko with 18. Tadowski with 0, unfortunately. Odegaard 11. Kulizeski 3. Gakpo 4. Captain Saka 30. Nonto with 1. Kane with 6. Haaland with 10. And on the bench, none of her players on that bench played. So
That's what you want to see.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. Just nothing on the bench. But Tarkowski's been a letdown, hasn't he? People who signed him.
Yep. He has. He really has. Dawson as well, I think.
Yeah, it's a really good week. Really solid. Really solid.
Yeah, really good week, Manny. Well done.
Oh, great week,
points.
Keep it up.
Sorry, yeah.
Keep it up, please. Please keep it
9
up.
points. Yeah.
Liam looks like he's going to suck on a lemon, doesn't he?
I know. I love it. I love it. I love seeing people breaking fantasy. It's so frustrating.
This is how competitive I am, though. I was supposed to be chasing down Rich here. I'll be chasing down the bottom of the leaderboard by the end of this week.
This is what you got, mate. This is what you got to figure it out. What are you going to do about it? That's what we got to figure out.
That's what I did. I made some transfers.
Once you go through your team, you can tell us all about it.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can. I just want to prolong your pain even more.
Well, to be honest with you, Stu, it's not that long until you get to, aren't you? Because we're at the lower end of the table right now. So
I love the start. I love it. Keep it up.
She's climbed in our league. I'm just looking at our league. She's gone up to. She's still in 12th, but she's closing gap. She's closing gap. Is Amani in our league?
Yeah. Like I say, can bunch up quick. There is between her and Lee actually. There's what's that? 70? Is it 70 points? Yeah, 70 points. So it is chaseable. It's chaseable.
Really, it's doable. It's really doable. And do you know something? If she can get into top 10 without picking a single Man United player and a single Chelsea player.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
pretty good going, That's pretty good going. So well done, Amani, for getting your 98 points. Just a shame you couldn't get to like 100, love. Right, next person in table is Tilly. 78 points this week. Didn't make a single transfer, Liam. Pickford with 2, Walker with 1, Mings with 7, Ben White with 13, Bailey with 3, Rashford didn't even play. Salah got 11, Saka got 15, Haaland got 20, Kane got 6, and Tony didn't play. On the bench, Ward would have got a 2. Solly March didn't play, Botman didn't play, and neither did Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So well done with your 78 points, Tilly.
Actually, I just noticed that the brothers are close to each other, aren't you? You two are in your own little battle here.
I won off last week.
Look at this. Right, next it's 10 and 9. I'm going to sit back and enjoy you two speak about your teams. Very close.
Right, well, Lee, you're only 10 points behind your brother. Right, mate, this is your moment. This is your spotlight, mate. Let's go through your team. How many points did you get?
104.
Well done.
Well done, Lee.
Well done.
4.
Yes.
Keep rubbing it in.
Right, but look at this, Liam. This is going to sicken you. How many points did you going to go for your team, Liam? Lee, start me keeper.
Nick Pork, give me
No,
2.
Pickford.
Pickford, give me 2. Transfer's going to give me 0.
Zin.
Zazako, give me 18. Chan, give me 13. Neves, give me 3. Salah, give me 11. Onagai, give me 11. Saka, give me 30. Neil, give me 4. Haaland, give me 10. And Daniel, give me 2.
And on the bench, Edison.
Anything, give me 2.
Ian
2, give me 2.
Williams.
Give me none.
And that Ashby.
Give me none.
Just bench fodder, aren't
play.
they? Yeah, just bench fodder.
There we are, cheap players.
Mm-hmm.
But well done for getting 104 points, Lee.
Yeah, I thought. Well, I said last week I thought he'd do it. I thought out of everyone he would get the biggest points. I mean, like you said, Tarkowski let you down, but Nunes had a goal disallowed. I mean, it could have been a lot better. You could have had more, couldn't you, really? So Alexander-Arnold came through for you. When I get onto your team, I'll tell you why that's annoying. But I say, free hit, that's what you want. You got a big haul. That's good. That's a good going. Good going.
And look at all your green arrows, Lee.
Yep.
Oh, it's nothing bad. You just saying all green.
Looks lovely, doesn't it, when you see all green arrows?
Yeah, lovely.
I can't wait
well
to see my
done,
green
Lee.
arrows. Oh, it's going to be wonderful to see mine.
Let's see what it looks like to have all red arrows, though.
Liam.
I was 4th.
Let's go through your team, mate, if you will.
I don't want to. It's just embarrassing.
No, but no. You've got to go through your team.
Oh, well, let's see. Leicester had a great weekend. Ward with 2 points. Oh, that did really well with that. Yeah. Ward with 2. I think Kilman got me 3. 1 more than he normally gets. Rico Lewis. Oh, Cancelo's not there anymore. He should get played every game.
I told you, Rico Lewis couldn't defend for Toffee.
Reece James, the best right back in the Premier League, arguably the best right back in the Premier League. 1 point. 1 point. Right? De Bruyne, fair enough, 0 points. You know, he came back from injury. I can't complain. Odegaard got me 11. The Norwegian maestro did it for me. Saka did amazing. Sensible Saka. Mudryk. Let's get to Mudryk, shall we? £90 million. £90 million. And he starts him on the bench. Who starts £90 million on the bench? Who in their right minds goes, oh, this week...
Potter and Chelsea.
Potter at the wheel.
I don't care about Potter at the wheel. I just want to see £90 million worth of player actually get more than just 1 point. That's less than 10% of his investment, that. Haaland, when we captain, he got me 20. Kane got me 6, so he was a good caning. Nonto, unfortunately, came off, but he did really well. But he got a yellow card. This is the most stupidest thing in the world. He got a yellow card, right, for going off the bench. He went off the bench and celebrated with a team, and he got a yellow card for it.
Do you know what's also annoying for you? Just to remember, Nonto came off and because he came off just before 60 minutes, he didn't get the clean sheet point either. I think he literally came off at 59 minutes and
like he came off at
50 seconds.
50th minute. And then just to make it better for me, referee, here's a yellow card for you, Nonto, because you celebrated with your teammates in a crucial game of survival. I'm just going to give you a yellow. That made my day. That made Mudryk made my day even better coming on for the last 10 minutes. Oh, that's wonderful, is that? Oh, yeah, he's going to make a right impact in 10 minutes.
Two things I've got for you. Why did you put your captain on a single game week player? And why did you sign Mudryk?
I'm not going to lie. I completely forgot it was a double game week for Arsenal.
Oh, really?
I'm not just that, but
that proves that goes to prove that you didn't watch our show back.
I'm not I'm not going to lie, though, right? I'm not going to lie. But he's only 10 points off Saka. Obviously, 10 points means a lot to me now. But at the time, I thought, man,
well, it's a double game week. I mean, you had a transfer. You could have brought in a double game week player there. So,
yeah.
Who knows? Maybe your team's going. You know, are you forward thinking with your team, Liam? Is it good going forward? Or?
As you can see, my amazing bench there with 0 points in all of them.
Well, that's
So
right.
overall,
Still got Almeri on. That's the main
I
thing.
have the amazing armor on.
So that's what you want to see, you 0 from your bench.
Oh,
You
yeah.
did well there.
I can't wait till next week.
Well, this is fantasy football. Sometimes it's up and down.
Oh yeah, it's giving me a right fantasy this week. This has. Oh,
Yeah. Who knows? Next week you might have a good one. You might have a good one next week.
We've got it. Better be.
Liam,
Better be.
what does that logo say there? Football stands together.
Well, not in
stand
my
with
case,
you,
it
Liam.
doesn't.
We stand with you, mate. Don't you worry.
No one stands with me. I'm at the
sympathy
bottom.
off of me, pal.
If I was in the stadium right now, I'd be in the top. I'd be in the lowest paid seats just because of how bad my points were. If we were getting paid by fantasy points, everyone else would buy the touchline, and I'm just standing Billy No Mates in the top stand on me own.
What do you mean? What do you mean if you were in Billy No Mates in the stand? That's what you are now.
I know that now.
So let's say that you've had 2 pretty bad weeks, haven't you? Looking at you. Saying that, if you look at it, you got green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've had 7 greens. You only had 2 reds. It's not that.
You've done well, Liam. Well done.
I want to see more green. I want to see green.
Well done, Liam. Well,
thank you so much. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means
you're welcome, mate. You're welcome. You're welcome, Mr. Statman FC. Statman. Yeah,
the only stats you see is red.
No, that can all change this week.
Are you gonna finally listen to some advice off your old man and drop Rico Lewis?
Well, I only got him in because of the cheap option, but I'm going to take him out and put.
You're gonna have to, mate, because he's not doing anything. And don't bring
I only played him because Trippier was out anyway. That's the only reason.
Don't bring a Kenji on. Don't put a Kenji in your team.
See, even that Bournemouth goal, it was like, what was it, last minute or something?
Yeah,
like,
it was the last 5 minutes. And
yeah,
the defending was it was an abomination. Like all Diaz had to do was just stand his feet a bit longer and stick his leg out, but instead he didn't. And then, to be honest, the goal was beautiful. He set it up himself on the volley. It was beautiful, taking nothing away. But
I'm not going to deny that it was, for me, it was good that it went in. I had a lot of people against me who had Man City defence, so I was pretty happy with that goal.
Oh, I bet you was.
I'm happy now that I've seen Liam's. This is the first time I've seen scores, by the way. I don't look at them.
I don't look at him. I refuse to look at him. And now you can see why I refuse to look at him. Because I just see red.
No, I refuse to look at what other teams do. The only reason why I knew what Lee did is because he come down and told me.
Yeah, I bet he did.
So well done, Liam. Now we're on Bowen the Menace. Now we're on the Doctor. He got 86 points this week. Well done. Doctor, he played his wild card. Russell.
Oh yeah, okay. So he's trying to set up for a few weeks, is he?
Well, he went Pickford in net with 2. Bono with 3. Tadowski with 0. Mikolenko with 1. Alexander-Arnold 13. Davies, let's get rid of that. Davis with 15. Saka with 30. Odegaard with 11. Kane with 6. Haaland with 10. And Ketia with 5. And on a bench, he had Edison with 2. Marsh didn't play, but Tamino didn't play. And Rashford didn't play.
Davies got 5, didn't he? Not 15.
Yeah, Ketia got 5, sorry.
Yeah, 5. I mean, his defence is Everton. Whew. Triple Everton defence. That's always risky, isn't it? He got 3 points out of 3 defenders just for Everton.
Good,
and Bruno, who I had, annoyingly, he gets injured in the Liverpool game. So that's really hurting. But he's what's he pulled? It's his captain. It's the Wednesday games that have pulled a lot of people through, to be honest with you.
And do you know something? I'll talk. Remember to talk to you about captains at the end of after this when we've done tables. But there's a lot of there's some talk about captains this week. So well done, the doctor. And where are we now? Harry Peterson got 94 points this week. Well done, Harry. Raya didn't play. Shaw didn't play. Saliba 12. White 13. De Bruyne 0. Martinelli with his captain 52.
Oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Martinelli is 10 points off. One player is 10 points off my total team.
Wait there, this guy last transfer was game week 22. I don't think he's even playing anymore, is he?
No.
Music to my ears.
That's why I did it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players. Captain Martinelli. That's unbelievable.
Andreas with 1, Harrison with 6, Haaland with 10, Tony Blank didn't have a game, and all players on his bench didn't have a game either.
Oh my God, I think that's just a lucky one, isn't it?
94 points, and he don't play.
Yeah, well, fair play to him. It's a good score. 3, 4, 5.
That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. That
I've seen a lot of teams like. I've seen a lot of teams like that where they've got not many players, but they've got massive scores. It's the Arsenal players.
Yeah. So that was Harry's team. Now it's my team. He scored more points than me. Right. Well, I got 87 points, but I made 4 transfers, so take 12 off of that.
Yeah, so you're on 875.
Yeah. We're on yeah. So here's my points. I went for Kepa in goal with 1. Robertson with 5, Alexander-Arnold 13, Aguerd 6, Chodorowski 0. Midfield, I had Odegaard 11, Ward-Prowse with 2, that didn't pay off. Gakpo with 4, Saka with 30, that bailed me out. That really did bail me out. Nketiah with 5, Haaland with 10, and on bench I had Tony, Trippier, Mintamina, and Ward would have got me 2 if I'd have used him.
Yeah. Okay then.
So that's my story. Not really, but you know, I didn't want to make too many changes, and Tedosky let me down. I thought he might have got a couple of points at the very least. But
Tarkowski hasn't worked out for a lot of people.
That were poor. Well, I mean, other than that, I mean, Gakpo with 4 points. It is what it is. Ward-Prowse, that tells me everything. He's only good at free kicks and set pieces.
Well, Ward-Prowse, in reality, that's good. In fantasy, it's bad because obviously he didn't do anything against Leeds. So.
Yeah. It could have been a lot worse, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd sooner lose 4 points than lose a game.
Yeah. I would rather. I don't mind losing fantasy points if Leeds win.
So that was my score. So I had a pretty poor week to say that I got 100 points the previous week.
But that's fantasy football, you know.
Yeah.
This week could be good. I mean, I think this week for me could be pretty bad. That's how it works. So.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's really weird. So that's my team anyway. Enough about my team. People don't want to know about my team. Let's move on to the top 5 now. Darren Higgins in 5th. He's dropped places. He got 80 points, but he made 4 transfers, and it cost him 8. So in theory, he got.
Love to see it. I love to see it.
He got 72 points. He had Kepa with 1, White with 13, Todosky with 0. Alexander-Arnold with 13, Andreas with 1, Saka 30, Gakpo 4, Mahrez 1, Darwin Núñez 2, Nketiah 5, Haaland 10. And on the bench, it were Ward with 2, Dunk, Rashford, Trippier didn't play.
It's the Saka thing. If Saka had done well on Wednesday night, I could have really punished a lot of people. Quite annoyed with Saka doing well. Saka saved so many people. And I had everyone really well wanted him. Quite annoying.
So, but you see, this is the problem, innit? This is what I says, most people jump on the same bandwagon and captained Saka. A lot of people captained him. Yeah. This, with it being a double game week. And I'm sure I'll talk to you about captains in a minute. But then, remember, Harvindes only got 62 points this week. Made 1 transfer. Edison with 2. Gabriel with 15. Ben Mee didn't play. Peru with 6. Andreas with 1. Gakpo with 8. Enzo with 2. De Bruyne with 0. Ings got 13.
That's an interesting pick.
Haaland got 10. And Nketiah got 5. Yeah, Ings is an interesting one, a player, because I don't think I've seen his name pop up yet.
No, that's
in the first, when he got transferred to West Ham, I thought, I might put him in, and then he got injured straight away. So I was just like,
it's a good pick. So. I mean, it's nice when you pick a player like that when no one's thinking of it and he does really well. So that as an individual pick was brilliant.
And then obviously at bench he had all non-playing players: Raya, Shaw, Trippier, and Rashford.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually. This guy seems quite organised, but he doesn't have any double game. A few people not playing. Only 1 transfer, so he wasn't willing to take a minus. So duly punished.
Well, well done for your 62 points, Avinda. And then next on the list is our local FPL expert resident himself, Mr. Russell. Would you like to
Liam, do you want to go from IT?
I'll leave it to the expert. I'll just leave it this week to the expert. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it to the expert.
Well, very happy this week. I've managed to wiggle my way in between the Higgins sandwich.
I don't know how.
Now I'm starting to close down the other one. So that's first thing done for me. And like I say, moving into where I want to be. But Kepa goal did nothing. Zinchenko, lovely transfer that. Robertson, very frustrating. Didn't play in the second game, so I'm actually really annoyed with that one. Bruno again, that's quite annoying because he got injured in the second game. Salah captain, thank God he got his goal because that was to counter the Saka owners. I needed that goal. Martinelli, just don't listen to content creators. Keep Martinelli. I was listening, everyone else was getting rid of him. I was like, I'm not getting rid of Martinelli, and he's come through with 26 points. Brilliant move. Somerville 1, Andreas 1, disappointing. And Nketiah, that's annoying as well. Didn't really play much, did he? But thankfully he got an assist at the end. Kane captain and Haaland. No, Kane 6 and Haaland 10. And on the bench, an absolute dross. That's what you want to see. Ward 2, Patterson not even playing. Trippier 0, not even playing. Rashford not playing. So, yeah, I was really happy. My favourite one out of all that's Martinelli, and I took a -4. But actually, I'm happy with that. It's put me where I want to be. Everything in my head is kind of where it should be at. So, feeling quietly confident.
So well done, Russell, for 98 points. Well done.
Yeah.
Yep, really happy for you.
I am too. Over the moon.
Well, I think with Liam, there's a bit of a form of a bit more ecstatic than I am about it.
Well, Liam,
I'm showing my sportsmanship. You had a very good week, Russell. You were 2 off the triple digits. Great week.
Well, I was actually 6 because I got a minus, but Liam, you're only 51 points behind me, aren't you? I was at Liam 3. Yeah, 51 points. That's all,
Oh, I can't wait to have a 200-point week this week. Oh, yes.
So,
get ready, fantasy.
It can all change. Still plenty of the season to go.
McAllister's moved himself up to 2nd.
Yeah, he's had a couple of good weeks, hasn't
He's played wildcard this week. Yep, he's used his wildcard now. Ward with 2, Trzaskowski with 0, Gabriel 15, Robertson 5, Martinelli 26, Gakpo 4, Odegaard 11, Grealish with 3, Haaland with 20, Kane with 6, Nonto with 1, and on the bench there were no players. Why didn't he fill his bench up?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking at his wild card. I'm trying to think what he's thinking because he hasn't really planned ahead, has he? Because he hasn't really got Brighton or Brentford players.
No.
I don't know. Like I say, I don't know what his moves are. Hopefully, maybe a fatal mistake incoming. Who knows? That'll be another one I'm zoning in on for now.
So well done, McAllister. And at top at board, Richie, he's been leading away from since we started this.
Yeah, it's closing in though. I mean, there's only what? There's not much in it. It's only like 20. What's that? 22. Yeah, it's only 26 points. I'm liking Richie. I'm liking Richie's score this week. Plus, from a -8, I'm liking this a lot. This is what I want to see going forward.
So, so that's 60. That was 66 points. Then he got this week, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, 72 final points minus 8 is 66. Kepa with 1, White with 13, Bueno with 3, Tadowski with 0, Gakpo with 4, Andreas with 1, Captain Salah 22, Odegaard 11, Haaland 10, Darwin Núñez 2, Nketiah 5. And on the bench, he would have had Ward with 2, Rico Lewis with 2, Trippier didn't play, Rashford did play.
Yeah, I mean that's a stinging week. That's what's that? 6? That's almost to Liam levels that week. Well, not quite, but he's almost there.
Yes, so he's had a bit of a poor week. Normally, though, do you know with the points, the winning right now, like we've done all this, right? And well done, Richie Philly didn't weigh again, mate. But well done. But the winning thing for me, Russell, is everyone else seems to be making the same moves. Everybody seems to be making the same moves, and it's annoying because you think that you're doing something, and then someone else does it as well.
Well, yeah, because everyone's watching content creators. Everyone copies everyone, don't they? Really? Yeah. I mean, the only really original signing, you look at all that, is probably Danny Ings. The only one I actually was like, but yeah, like I say, most people are following each other, probably claiming they've come up with the idea themselves. I don't. I'll copy everyone if it means I can.
I came up with. I still admit I am the amazing Almiron. I came up with that. Pick.
No, that one. For the first half the season, that one worked really well. So but most people will stick to safety, won't they? So
yeah.
But I mean, do you? The question you got to ask yourself: would you dare take the risk though and be different? Most people don't do that.
I was going to be different this week.
Okay.
I was going to take the captaincy off of Haaland.
Well, that's interesting, yeah. I've heard that being said.
Have you?
Yeah.
And I'm going to stick it on Saka.
Yeah. See? Yeah. I've heard that said.
Or even Saka. Martinelli. I might bring Martinelli and stick captaincy on Martinelli.
Yeah. The problem is,
that makes it
Arsenal are just in some amazing form. They've got Bournemouth now, so that captain.
That's why I'm looking at an Arsenal player.
That's what I mean. I know this is no disrespectful to Bournemouth, but the way Arsenal are playing, they're on fire. I thought they would have dipped out of form a little bit, but I mean they've had a few errors here and there, but apart from that, they're on fire.
And Man City's got Newcastle.
Yeah,
it's crazy to think. Look at the Arsenal. Let's have a quick look at the Arsenal. I just want to look at midfielders. It must be Arsenal must have almost the top 3.
Yeah,
I mean, you've got Saka. So. I mean, look at that: Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli. I mean, they're the top in the top 4 midfielders, 3 Arsenal, and they're pretty cheap. I mean, you don't really see that often, so it's not very hard to really own all 3 of them and just be laughing. Really, is it?
No,
the only problem what people are going to have when it comes to Arsenal players is game week 28 because they're blank in game week 28.
I think that's where you're going to notice the difference between world-class
sure
fantasy managers.
Game week 28, they're down for Crystal Palace.
I'll show you. Remember that image I put up on screen for you over there last week.
Okay.
I'll share screen. Now this might have changed, but I think this is still the same. Remember this image what I put up last week for us. Confirmed to play in blank game week 28. Arsenal, Everton, Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Forest, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace.
Yeah, they're confirmed to play. So Arsenal and Palace.
Yeah, confirmed. They confirmed to play in blank game week. All right, they're all playing.
Yeah, if you see that little ring, it says confirmed to play. So it's kind of Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea, Villa, Bournemouth.
So Brighton, Leeds are playing in game week 28 then?
Leeds are playing game week. Leeds are playing Wolves. Yeah, I think it might be a bit outdated right now.
Right, so, I'll have to get that updated then.
Yeah.
That's what I got off that site. You know, that site from of a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That needs to be updated. Scrap that.
But
ignore that.
I think with a lot of FA Cup things coming through now, it's. I think it's made the picture. I think the general gist from what I can pick up, and there's a lot of disappointment because I think because there was a few shocks in the cup, and Leeds lost to Fulham, it's made it less exciting in the sense of double game weeks and everything. Is the general gist of it. So yeah, I think if you got chips and stuff, it's not as big an advantage as it could have been. So I was probably wanting the opposite results because if you still got a few chips to play, you know, you can really start punishing people. But it's probably let people off who've used the chips early, giving them a bit of a breathing space.
Ah, right.
I think Leeds still got a wild card and a bench boost as well. Leeds just used one chip and the one chip he has in.
I got now. I got bench boost and triple captain.
Oh, so you used a free hit, yeah. So, what have you got, Liam?
I just got my bench boost and that's it.
And what have you got, Stu?
Wild card.
Wild card, yeah. I've still got wild card, bench boost, and free hit. So I got 3 chips still in play. Yeah.
Amani says that she's going -4 this week and next. Then 3 transfer each of the following 2 weeks.
Harvey, how are you figuring out? What are you thinking for the rest of the double? Because there's some doubles coming up, isn't there? But they're quite odd doubles. They're not really fashionable teams. You got your Palace, your Brentford, your Brighton,
Southampton, or something.
Yeah, they're not really exciting, are they? But
I'm not planning for them. I'm not going to plan for them.
No.
There's nobody who apart. I mean, if you look through the Southampton team, one player who you
might as well keep Ward-Prowse, haven't you? You've got him. I mean, I wouldn't get. I mean, if I had those players currently, I mean, I think when I looked at your team, Stu, it wasn't too bad. You had Tony, you had Ward-Prowse. I mean, these are players you wouldn't get rid of, would you? Why would you get rid of them?
That's a good point.
I wouldn't. I mean, if I had double game weekers, you might as well keep them because they've got good fixtures coming up.
Well, give me 6 doubles in game week 27, 10 available in game week 28, 9 doubles in game week 29. Happy enough with that strategy.
Yeah, that's good. She's planning ahead. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm a bit confused. I'm trying to figure out the picture in my head. Even though I've had a good week this week, I'm not. I don't know. I've got a few. It's between. Do I use chips? Do I take care? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. You know, when like you're listening to everyone, which we all do. I mean, I'm not saying I don't, but we all take bits from each other and the other content. I'm trying to. It hasn't meshed into one picture in my brain yet. If you see what I'm saying, I usually have a moment where it becomes clear, and right now it's not. It feels like it's everywhere until it joins up. That's where I'm at right now.
So, would you take the risk in taking capturing Saka over Haaland this week?
I can see the argument for it because who have Man City got? They got Newcastle.
So that's going to be a tough game. Newcastle defensively are the best defensive team in the league, apart from Arsenal.
But it is Man City, isn't it?
But then you've also got to think Nick Pope is also back.
Oh, is he back now? Is he?
Because was it a straight red though?
Yeah, it's a straight red.
Also, no, it won't be back then. No, it'd be Karius in that, or maybe Dubravka.
Oh, so that's a bonus.
So I think
So difficult. It's difficult.
I think it's 50-50. You got your heart will be saying something, your head will be saying something else. You just got to go with whatever you think sounds
I
better.
think fixture wise, Arsenal are the better one, and I can definitely see why. I can definitely see why people are flirting with an Arsenal players for this week, and also in a weird way, Haaland plays first, and it's never nice to have a captain in the first game. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, because then it'll put your mindset for the rest of the week.
Well, if he does badly, you kind of catch yourself though.
Yeah, you'll be wanting to chase points, won't you? You'll be screaming like, that was a goal, blah blah blah. That was an assist.
So you've got Man City v Newcastle at 12:30. You've got Arsenal v Bournemouth at 3:00. Aston Villa v Crystal Palace at 3:00. Brighton v West Ham at 3:00. Chelsea v Leeds at 3:00. Wolves v Spurs at 3:00. The evening game is Southampton versus Leicester, which I don't think many FPL players will have Southampton or Leicester
But
players.
it's a big game in the real world. I mean, some huge fixtures this weekend for us.
Forest Everton, definitely.
Yeah, I know.
Forest and Everton's on Sunday. That's a big game. And then obviously the big one is Liverpool Man United on Friday at Anfield on Sunday.
Yeah, I think it could be quite. I don't know. My instincts this week are saying I've had a good week. I've got a funny feeling it's probably going to be a good week for me fantasy wise. I don't think it's going to be a good week for Leeds in reality either. So I'm hoping it's not going to go. I think it's going to go.
Right. So Amani says the 14 teams are now playing. Teams not playing now: Man United, Man City, Brighton, Fulham, Liverpool, and Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got three big teams out. I can see that being an Arsenal week. I can see a lot of people transferring Arsenal players, but especially with Rashford.
I think they've already got the Arsenal players in, mate. I think they've already got Odegaard.
Oh no, they won't come in. But what I mean is, like, some people will still have players who are not Arsenal players. So that, like, for example, they won't have Odegaard. They won't have all three, if that makes sense. They won't have all three. They'll have maybe two Arsenal players, and then like the rest. Non-Arsenal, but I think coming up to that week, it'll be three Arsenal players.
Well, I'm gonna let you into a little secret. I'm gonna be taking another minus point hit to bring in Martinelli.
Not minus 20 then.
I brought in this week Saliba because I don't think Bournemouth are going to score against Arsenal's defence.
Saying that I have got Zinchenko, so I probably wouldn't laugh. Saliba red card incoming.
I swear to Jesus, I can't handle the pressure if it does.
Amani's saying Saliba, she's had Saka as captain for weeks.
He's a good captain. I actually started with Saka. I got rid of him, and then I've kind of never gone back to him. But it's a bit stupid, really, because he's one of the highest scoring midfielders in the whole game. But I've not gone back to that ex-lover, shall we say?
Had free Arsenal virtually all season.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Arsenal right now.
No.
I think they play every week, but they don't double anymore. That's what I heard earlier. So you've got Arsenal, they're consistent, but they're not doubling. So a lot of it's going to come down now to chasing the doubles over maybe better teams having good fixtures, but only one game week. So it's going to be... This for me now becomes like the key area for how you've played your chips. I think without being harsh about it, I think the guys who have played the chips, you might be in for a bit of, you could be in for a bit of pain upcoming.
Well, I've had the worst pain in the world, so nothing else can get more painful than that.
Well, the only good thing is
we can try, Liam. We can try.
Pictures will be over by Sunday.
You got to say?
The only good thing about this weekend is it's a single game week and all fixtures will be over.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, there's no. We don't have to worry about what players you're bringing in as a double game week player.
Yeah, it's quite unusual actually. I never thought of it like that. I mean, it's only Saturday, Sunday, isn't it, the fixtures?
On Monday.
Yeah.
Is it one Monday?
Yeah, Brentford and Fulham.
Oh, yeah, you've got Monday, Stu. Yeah, Monday.
Monday as well. Right. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.
You could tell I've been sleep deprived this last week, can't you?
Lee's had the most peaceful sleep ever. It's like fantasy.
He's ready to say he's got his 100+ points.
Exactly. He's
That's
done
it.
really well.
Lee-
In fact,
Lee can
in fact,
sleep at least.
most people have done really quite well. It was, like I said, the Sunday really... I did well on the Sunday, but it also annoyed me. If Saka ran... It's just Saka. If Saka hadn't got an assist and a goal, it'd have been virtually the perfect
I
Sunday.
think
for me.
Lee's done very well. I think he's in the top 700,000, which is very impressive.
Who's that, sorry?
Lee, top 700,000.
Yeah. Like I said, everyone's doing well. Definitely get grips with it. While you're answering the questions, Joe, I'm going to make a quick... It's my little tea break, innit? It's tradition.
Yeah, mate, no worries.
Yeah.
Just flip them out about Lee's Zinchenko, Saka and Odegaard. I started with Ramsdale, Saliba and Jesus on day one. My Arsenal choices have all come good the week that I swapped them in. What right. Chelsea have got Leeds this Sunday.
Yeah.
Chelsea are in no sort of form.
No.
I've Amani, are you listening to this? I've transferred. I haven't brought Kepa back into my fantasy team. I haven't brought it back in Nick Pope neither. I tell you who I've brought in, Raya from Brentford.
I think it's a smart decision, a smart choice. I think Raya is in very good form. And I think Brentford are also in very good form as well. But Fulham...
all good. Oh, right, all good. Jobless on the ball. We're all good, mate, Inky, thank you. Yeah, we're all good. Lee's on the ball, aren't you, Lee?
I'm not all good.
Yeah, I just seen what goalkeeper can get Bain because Nick Pope is out.
Yeah, I'd bring in Raya from Brentford League.
I've brought in Ward. I'm going to keep...
Leicester City, right? The Leicester City aren't safe, and the pressure's going to get to them.
I think it is, but I'd rather take a hit and not use up another transfer in Pope, because he's going to be back soon anyway.
Hermione has Raya. Pope will remain on her bench for a few weeks. Yeah, well, I'm gonna bring in Martinelli and Raya. Raya's already in, but I'm bringing Martinelli in.
Apparently, Luke Shaw's injured.
Luke Shaw's injured.
Yeah.
So we'll have to have a look through your team again, won't we?
Apparently he's on it's a taking knock and 5% chance to play.
So he's only took a slight knock.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing about this Saturday is because there's an early game, there'll be early team use leaked out, won't there?
Yeah.
So some of the FPL players will be able to, make some decisions from then, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
Because I think we're now starting to get down to business end of season, and this is where the professional FPL players
are going to take a lot of advantage.
To make some good moves.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. These ones who think for 3-4 games in advance, like Amani, she's really good at working things out in advance.
It's a game of chess, isn't it? Like fantasy, you have to be smart, knowledge-wise, but also in the upcoming fixture-wise.
Plus, you're working out how many double game weeks. And
you have to work out double game weeks. You have to work out who, if you get any injuries, who can you replace straight away. Like, I never do this, but this is what great fantasy players do. As soon as they see a player get injured, from that minute, they're looking at replacements straight away. Like, who can I go out and get in return?
Yeah, they're productive.
Yeah, they're
They're
on the ball.
players.
They're on the
They're
ball.
progressive. They're
You know what I mean? Like, for us casual fantasy players, I'm competitive. Don't get me wrong, I'm very competitive. I'm taking nothing away from that. But when I watch a game of football, I don't immediately if I see someone who's in my fantasy score a goal, I check it. But injury wise, I don't check it. And I think next season, I'm gonna have to start checking. As soon as a play is a sign of injury, I'm gonna have to start checking and transfer straight away on how bad the injury could be. If that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm learning me this season. It's all a learning curve for me, but next season I will be using my the old Excel, to plan stuff out and stuff.
Yeah, it's just gonna be one of those. It's just gonna be. I think next season, once we all have this one season experience, I think it's all gonna be a very closer field in the league.
And this Saturday's deadline is 11 o'clock, this Saturday morning.
Yeah,
So
very early.
we'll be going live at 10 to 10. But I will the following week's deadline I won't be able to do because that's when I'm going to go get my laptop. So I'm looking forward to that. Really am.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be this Saturday. I don't think I'll be up at all. I think I'll be in bed, just taking enjoyment.
Are you going out Friday night?
No, Friday night. They're coming.
Yeah.
So Saturday, I'm just gonna save some time for me and just enjoy it. Just enjoy Friday night, Saturday morning.
Good. Set on 10 for week. My last place is Nonto. Colour or Gakpo. Right.
What's this for?
Set on 10 for this weekend. My last she set on 10 players. My last place is Nonto, Colour or Gakpo. I'm leaning towards Nonto.
See, Kulusevski's playing really good though. Spurs have got I wouldn't say easy, but they've got a very good game against Wolves.
Yeah, but Wolves aren't that straightforward, easy team to beat anymore, are they?
I wouldn't say right now the on form that. I mean, this if you're going off the base of the entire season, I would say Spurs all day long.
I think she's doing it right for him because how she's looking at it is Chelsea's won 2 games in the last 15 Premier League games.
I wouldn't take a Chelsea player. Definitely, I think Nonto, especially with how slow
against Chelsea, I'd take.
Especially with how slow that Chelsea team is, I would say Nonto.
Yeah, I'm saying I'd go with Nonto, definitely. See, Gakpo, unfortunate. I just don't know what I don't know what's happened. It's his first season, isn't it? It's his first season.
I mean, it's not even been here for 4 months yet. He joined in January, didn't he?
No, he only came in January.
He's got another 8 months yet to prove to the Premier League if he's Premier League material or not.
And Ian's in the chat. Good evening, Ian. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good evening, everyone watching. Hope you are have lights. Cheers, Ian. Hope you are well, Lee. Legend Lee, keep up the good work. You're legend now, Lee.
Thank you.
You're legend. Lee's the legend. Yeah, you do. You're enjoying that show, aren't you? You the view, Lee's view. You're enjoying that. Oh, and if you haven't already, Jer on the Leeds view, he interviewed Brian McDermott during the week, and Jer was splitting up the interviews into 4 parts, and his first part went out tonight, and I believe it's the bit where Brian McDermott, ex-Leeds United manager, talks about the mental health. So that's what I'm going to be watching tonight. I'm really looking forward to that because I know Brian McDermott's well into his mental health and stuff like that. So that'll be a really good watch. So if you aren't already, check out Journal View And check out that interview with Brian McDermott on mental health. It's going to be in 4 parts. There's mental health, it's time at Leeds. It talks a bit about Chelino and Radzali, I think it is, and then he talks a bit about GFH Capital Holdings and that night as well. Where all Leeds fans consecrated at Ellen Road to get him his job back when Chelino sacked him. So you check out the view. You'll enjoy it. Trust me, you will. You'll enjoy it. Russell, I hope you're doing well, mate. There are too many average teams in the Premiership. Fact. Southampton are definitely all put down, I think, now. Everton, the problem is with Everton, they can't score for Toffee. So they could be in big trouble. Then it's between about five of us who's going to end up taking that third and final spot. At the moment, Bournemouth are in that position. How do you think we're going to do in league, Russell?
Your time?
How do you think Leeds are going to do in league? Still
get relegated, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think I've got a horrible feeling Chelsea are going to beat us this week. So, the way the other fixtures are, I think we could be in the bottom 3 again by the end of this weekend.
I'm not trying to be offensive, but if it's going to happen against any team, it's going to happen against Leeds.
To get right in the form.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they'll be in form, but I'll be very surprised if Leeds don't go down there and lose.
Cooler got 3 max. Cooler got 3 max for Yonks. I have Kane, so no worries. Gakpo looking likely to be rotated, so that's why I prefer Nonto. There's no wrong with that, Amani. I'd go for Nonto as well.
This weekend against Chelsea?
Yeah, her options are, Russell. Her options are Nonto, Kulivarski, whatever it's called, Kulicheski, sorry, and Cody Gakpo.
I like that. Can you say that again? Sorry, I just got locked out by fantasy football.
Nonto, Kulivarski, and Gakpo, or that's the 3 options she's got. She's set on 10 of her players for this week. It's her last place.
Who Spurs got this weekend?
Spurs got Wolves.
I'll go for Kuleski.
Would you?
Yeah. We'll go Nonto against Chelsea. I still think Chelsea, even though Chelsea aren't doing well, they're still a good team. And it's Leeds, isn't it? Leeds are bound to go there and get a thumping.
At least you're honest.
Well, do you instinctively think we're going to go to Chelsea and get a win? Let's be honest. You really see it happen?
Right, I'll be really honest with you. I think we could get a result. I'm not saying that we're going to win the game, but we could get a result.
A draw?
Possibly. Because if you listen to all Chelsea YouTube fan channels, they're all saying we're going to thump them.
I don't know. My instincts say we'll lose. I just think even though they're not doing well, they've still got a lot of quality in that team.
Did you watch KG with Tyler Adams on his show? Yeah, I watched. I won't lie, I watched part of it, Amani, but then I had to get. I had some bits to do around house, and I went out today, so I hadn't had much time today. But yeah, I watched some of it. He seems a down to earth lad, does Tyler Adams? He really does.
Yeah.
And we'll beat Kingswell Blue Team 2-0. That's what Amani thinks. We're going to beat Chelsea 2-0 league.
When you said Leeds and Chelsea, anything could happen.
I agree with that. I really do. I do agree with that. You know what I mean? I do. So yeah, but yeah, I just think Leeds are going to have that bit. Are going to, we're fighting for his lives. we're going to be more up for it than what Chelsea are.
Yeah.
And Graham Potter's on verge of being sacked.
Mhm.
He's only got 2 more games to change his season around, and that's Leeds and Dortmund, Borussia
And what's
Dortmund.
going?
So yeah, I think good chance.
Well, what's going? What's the dispute?
Yeah, he might be back in a bit. So he might be back in a bit. He's back now. Here he comes. Look.
Sorry.
Now,
Do you know what's really weird? Every time I'm on the stream, I get logged out of my fantasy football and I have to re-enter the code. But obviously, I don't. I keep saying that you guys don't really want an angle of me on my phone right up my nose, and then I end up getting, cut out. So sorry about that. Yeah, weird.
Except that kids are blue team are winning or getting a draw. I agree, Inky.
I don't know. My I don't know. My instincts to say we'll probably lose. Personally, I know there's been a lot. I think I'm also looking at all the other fixtures, and I've just got a sneaky feeling we'll probably drop back into the bottom 3 after this weekend. If I'm being brutally honest, I just think that's how it's going to go.
Right, Lee, who have Everton got again, please?
Everton got Nottingham Forest.
Ouch.
That's the way. I'm Forest Sound.
See, Forest do well at home. It's the away form where Forest have problems.
I mean, ideally, the best result for us in that one would be a draw.
That puts them on the same points as us, then, doesn't it? But we've got better goal difference.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think Southampton are as good as them, though, Russell.
I mean, who else is the fixture-wise? You've got Leicester, Southampton. That's another game. We'll probably,
Draw.
you probably want to draw or Southampton win, weirdly. I know saying Southampton wins is a weird one, but they're already behind us by 4 points, but it would keep Leicester down there. What we don't want is Forest and Leicester winning, because what that does is, it keeps those teams down there, but if we lose, it means there's a bigger gap. All of a sudden, they've got 5 points, 5 and 6 points ahead of us, and you start thinking, oh, God, it even looks worse. So sometimes it's probably better we have the teams around us, just hold them or beat them, just to keep them bunched up with us, and then just hope they're going to lose the next game. I know I don't think it's, I think it's a good way of looking at it, because you have to give a bit, take a bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You might have to put a bit of a rope out just to pull it back in. So,
well, you'd rather a team get 1 point than 3 points.
Well, I don't want anyone getting too far ahead near above us. I want everyone bunched up so the pressure's up.
Do you think West Ham will pull away now?
Well, they got Brighton, so fingers crossed not this weekend. But I always get a sense with West Ham that eventually they'll just get on the run that season, get away. I just think we're going to be down there until, unless we get like an escape like last year, we're going to be there or thereabouts going down. I mean, we've only beat Southampton. I mean, it's a good result. It was a massive game, and I was very happy with the win, but we're still in deep, deep trouble, aren't we? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you would have watched the FA Cup game against Fulham, because we've got them coming up soon in league.
Yeah.
How do you think we did against Fulham?
I didn't. I watched it. To honest, I was looking at other stuff. I was more bothered about him playing first team players and the risk of injuries. Or she playing the under 23. Everyone's obsessed with playing Greenwood in midfield. She'll put him in for that game. They played all right. I don't even look at it as it doesn't bother me. I even if they played really well or they played really badly, I wouldn't even take that into account into the next game. Doesn't mean it. To me, that was literally an isolating game. And to me, it doesn't affect anything in the league. As long as the only thing I was bothered about is injuries, and from what I can make out, we didn't get any injuries, even though he was trying his damnedest to get the first 11 out. Even with the substitutes, he was trying to put on the first teamers. So, I was bothered. Losing, I didn't feel anything. I felt relieved. We're out of it, and we can concentrate on the league now.
The thing what worried me a little bit is the missed chances. We had
No, I
loads of
don't know.
chances.
It's one game. They can put those chances away in another game. I wouldn't even think of it like that. They miss chances, so what? It's only the FA Cup. Doesn't mean they'll miss chances in the Premier League or the next
Well,
game. Might put those chances away.
And let's be honest, Premier League's where it's bread and butter is.
Of course it is.
You'd rather get a win against Chelsea
Hey, look,
than a win against Fulham in Cup.
I mean, look who would have got next round. We got knocked out anyway. I kept saying it. We was going to get knocked out. What happened in the FA Cup is the first half decent team we played, we got knocked out. I mean, it says it all, really, doesn't it? I mean, we just got knocked out against Man United in the next round. So it was just something I'm glad we cut loose because, you know, for some reason fans wanted a good cup run. We're fourth bottom. We've got bigger priorities, and now it gives us gap space between games when there's no fixture congestion. We've got time to get players back injured. We're not going to be behind in games. You know, what if the teams around us pick up a few points, but everyone's going, at least, but we got games in hand. Yeah, but it puts pressure on those games. You know, I'd rather, I'm happy we're out of it.
I mean, I listened to his press conference today, and he don't give a lot away, which is good, which is really good about, you know, team injuries and stuff like that. I know he's going to play and stuff. I get it. And, you know, I think that keeps other managers on their toes because you don't know if we're going to start with Rutter or Bamford. Now, personally, I think I'll go with Rutter.
He'll start Bamford because Bamford was rested against Fulham. Weber was rested. I suspect Stewart could be in and around. I think they've just kept him out. I think they'll just kept him out for the FA Cup game. No, Bamford will start.
That, I mean, if we survive, right? We survive again. We stay in league. Just if we do, 49ers come and take over, blah, blah, blah. How much of a rebuild's needed in that team?
Quite a big one still. I think McKennie will become permanent. Well, it has to become permanent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'd like to think that you'll start, you know, moving out the older generation, shall we say. I would like to think they would invest quite heavily. I think I'd be hoping for another heavy investment to kind of not buy team players with promise, but buy players who are guaranteed to be quite good. I'd be hoping we'll be starting to move up to that kind of like, you know, ready-made players rather than people that with potential or youngsters with potential. If we stay up, I mean, it'd be great. To have the takeover and we stay up, it'd be so exciting, won't it? Yeah, I agree with Inky. I think it does need to be. I mean, we've had quite a mini rebuild already, haven't we? But I just feel like January's rebuild could have been done at the start of the season. I think they've only done it because of where we are. I mean, if they did it at the start of the season, we might not be where we are now. So we'll see. Yeah.
The man says you got to start Rutter. I wouldn't even have Bamford on the bench.
Yeah, but you can probably tell by the way he's thinking, can't you? Bamford, you know, if the FA Cup was taken that seriously, Bamford's still seen as the number one out of him and Rutter. So there's a reason why Bamford didn't start and Rutter did, because he's obviously going to play him against Chelsea.
Do you know when you're on about seeing some of these players moved out, is Bamford one of them players for you, Russell?
He is, but the problem we've got is he's on a contract still. What, he's got 2-3 years left?
Yeah.
And if you were a other Premiership team, would he look appealing to sign?
No involvement in goals this calendar year.
Yeah, I don't think he looks. I don't think he looks very sellable, in the sense of he's still injury prone, even though thankfully he's not got an injury.
Is that because he's playing safe, though, Russell? It doesn't look like it. To me, it looks like he's putting in 70%.
Maybe he's still worried about getting injured. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's an element of that, but I don't think. The only teams who I could probably see. Hello, Hammerhead. The only team I could see maybe signing him is maybe someone who got promoted. They might go, well, we'll take someone who's injury prone but a cut price. I don't think we'll get a good price.
I'll say something like Burnley.
Who, sorry?
Burnley.
Someone, yeah, I think Burnley would be a bit more progressive, but I could see maybe a promoted team if we stay up. But I could also see Bamford being one of the players that stays with us if we went down, and then we'd be injured in the Championship for about half the season.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. This is why I'm desperate for us to stay up, because otherwise we're going to end up we're going to go down. Look, I know we've got players, but we're going to be left with players like Ayling, Cooper, Bamford, and probably Dan James coming back.
Yeah, I said that last week. I don't mind Dan James in the Championship. I think he'll do all right.
I mean, that's what made his big money move, wasn't it, when he was in the Championship?
He'll do well.
You do not start an out of form player in a dogfight. Bamford done nothing. Needs to be dropped altogether.
I agree with that. I think Crutter's very unfortunate not to get a goal last week.
I mean, I'm only going off who was named on the FA Cup game.
Yeah,
there must have been reasons behind. It's like Vuber. He didn't start. He's obviously playing with an injury, so he's just giving him some time to breathe. I think you can. It doesn't take much of a tactical genius to figure out maybe why some started and why some didn't. I suspect Bamford will start. Does he deserve to start? Yeah, there's the argument. He probably will start, though.
He may play both. Evening, people. I hope you're all well. Hammerhead, hope you're doing well. Our friend, hope you're doing well. Hermione, Xavi is a clued-up manager, not an FPL Lincoln fan. Bamford will not start. He looked list on Tuesday night after the game, wandering around on his own. Oh, he looked lost on Tuesday night, wandering around on his own. The players do not trust him.
That made me laugh. Not an FPL Lincoln fan. That was funny. But didn't Harmony? She also told me so massively. When was it? She said about 3 or 4. She said this won't happen, and then it did happen. Then I brought it up in the next thing, and he's like completely ignored. I got told this before, and I was like, wait there, but that did happen. I got to go back now and remember what it was. I'll remember it. But I remember Harmony telling me, no, that won't happen. He won't start, and then he did. So I'll note that one. Bamford's not starting on Saturday. Okay, I'll note that.
No.
There's 100% three worse teams than Leeds. Yeah, I think Forest, Southampton, and Bournemouth.
Would you put Everton in that? Everton instead of their performances?
That's four worse teams than Leeds.
But it comes down to pressure and nerves.
It does, and who can handle them?
And Everton haven't got a goal scorer. I mean, apparently, do you know Dominic Calvert-Lewin?
He's also awfully injury prone, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I'm watching Toffee Fan TV today, and apparently his scans come back all clear, and he's still saying that he's injured.
Maybe he wants to do his GQ fashion magazine photo shoot instead.
Or he don't. That's what they were saying. He don't want to play for. He doesn't. It's like he don't want to play for Everton.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter for him, because even if they get relegated, he'll be sold anyway. He's someone. Well, he's quite injured, but he is someone people. You what, sorry?
He's another Bamford, though, isn't he? Dominic.
I have been surprised how injured prone Calvert-Lewin has been.
But apparently, he's been for scans and everything. I mean, Sean Dyche has even had people coming in to check his mattress, what he sleeps on, and everything, his diet and everything, because they can't understand why he says that he's injured.
I mean, one thing that did make me laugh, I was watching the Arsenal-Everton game, and they were proper trying. It was a proper Burnley Dyche kind of team. It made me laugh because I thought when I was watching it, they concede one goal, they're going to completely crash because they're just set up not just to get a draw and try and S-house their way to a win. They're going to be this team that if they frustrate you, they might be able to nick one. But if you score against them, they don't know what to do because they're all set up just to try and scrape out a draw or like a headed goal. They're all just set up for like set pieces and stuff. But once they go behind, they'll just probably fall apart.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. I do.
It was quite sexy watching them completely capitulate, because once they went 1-0 down, it was only going over one way. That's the problem. Maybe that's the problem you have with like a Dyche kind of thing. He can bring you stability, but also if you go behind, I can imagine it's very hard to get ahead with his sort of teams.
And I don't think he's got the same defenders as what he had at Burnley. What I mean by that is I don't think he's got the same quality defenders.
I mean, he's got Tardowski. He knows Tardowski through and through, doesn't he?
He's
but Tardowski hasn't done anything. He's rubbish.
I know that. I'm just saying he's played. He knows how Tarkowski plays. If that makes sense.
Well, didn't he have McNeil at Burnley as well?
Yeah, but Hammerhead, it's good for you. It's good for you not to be in the cup. I wouldn't see that as a bad thing. I was happy Leeds got knocked out. You can concentrate. You're in the same position as guys. You don't want to cover them. You're in the European Cup as well, aren't they? They're in some sort of European tournament.
Yeah, they're in the conference.
Yeah. I mean, screw it. I mean, if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be happy we got knocked out. You're in two perilous positions to be concentrating on three fronts. No way.
I'm going to go.
I'm in agreement with what Amani says here. Anyway, once Rodrigo is back, we will never see Bamford play again for Leeds. Happy days. Yeah, it's amazing the win it. We're relying on Bamford now. On Rodrigo.
Well, I know, but that's what makes me laugh is, he didn't have to be injured because we went out in a competition we was always going to go out in, but all we've done is sacrifice a top scorer. If you actually look at it, after this run, this FA Cup run the board wanted and all the Leeds fans were pining for, you actually look at it and go, what did we get out of that? Nothing. Plus we got a top scorer injured.
Squeaky bum time, that's what we've got out of it. Because...
People have to think of bigger pictures, not be tunnel visioned.
Not just that, right. But you mentioned earlier, Russell, teams will be nervous with relegation. I think Leeds have adapted now. I think Leeds know how to deal with relegation. But I know last year, I think it's the biggest pressure.
Yeah, pressure does create. It's horrible when you're in there. It's
But this year, no offence, we've got Tottenham in last game of the season, right? Tottenham are still fighting it out for top four. So they won't be on beach when they play up.
What I meant was Russell said that it all comes down to like experience and like how they can handle the nerves. Leeds United have been there before, so I think Leeds United are looking at the most confident team. Well, I say confident, most comfortable team in a relegation battle because they were there the same time last year.
See, that's why I wanted others to get. That's why I want loads of others to be dragged into it because what it comes down, it just becomes a pressure game. What we have to do is just hope things go away where pressure is created around about 6 or 7 teams rather than 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Because eventually what happens during the season, the pressure starts getting, for the amount of teams, it gets smaller and smaller. What we need to make sure is it stays with a good maybe 7, 8 teams that could all be in it because then it creates pressure for everyone. Leeds aren't good. I mean, you would argue Leeds are good enough to stay up. But because of where we are, everything becomes like 5 times harder.
Well, look at 2003. We had the players we had the players in that team who played Champions League football.
Yeah,
they got relegated.
Yeah, it's pressure. It's horrible when you're down there. I mean, there's no better feeling. Let's say you're a Fulham. I mean, out of all the teams, I wish I was a Fulham fan right now. Because you just sat there, aren't you, with your cigar? You're already safe. 38 points. They're sat there. No relegation problems. They've got that feeling we had in our first season, where you can just sit back and watch everyone else fight. I love that feeling. But it's horrible when you're in the middle of it and everyone's watching you. And you're like, oh, great. So it's just any way you could. It's just going to be a very awkward, long this season again. So.
Does anybody know how long Rodrigo's out for?
I'll go check now for you.
It was 2 months, wasn't it, when he first...
I'll go check. Rodrigo coming back on the 1st of 2023.
So, but I've heard that rumours that he'll be back in March.
It's going to be assessed.
He's in gym now, isn't he? Rodrigo's in gym now, when he Russell.
I don't know. I think you guys know more than me. I don't have Instagram or follow them on. I don't know what they post. I don't know their state. Usually footballers like to show everyone that they're coming back. So I don't know if he's updated or stuff like that. I'm not sure.
I saw enough on Tuesday night. Just need to put our chances away. The team is full of quality and is now clicking.
I mean, the Southampton game. I mean, I was just if it's like early April, that's crap. I mean, it's too long. That's too long. I mean, for what, an FA Cup? I just get so annoyed with FA Cup. What was I saying? Oh, I missed my point. I can't remember. It's gone.
My man says that Rodgers is in gym training on grass hopefully next week. So probably about 2 or 3 weeks away.
I mean, this weekend. I mean, I know he's Man City fan, so he's just all he's worried about is the title.
Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal basically. I mean, am I the only one that thinks we'll lose to Chelsea? I mean, is everyone going to really thinking, oh yeah, we'll win this?
I'd say Chelsea in the poor form and they're struggling to get out.
That's the problem. You see, that's the only thing what's giving me up is, Potter's on the verge of being sacked. He's got 2 games to prove himself at Leeds and Dortmund. Don't even win any of them 2 games, he's gone. Now, for a manager to be under so much pressure, who's only just got a 5-year deal of £12 million a year, for a club to be ready to pull trigger already, the results clearly aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Even if he's doing badly, it took him ages to get Brighton up and running. I mean, if I was Chelsea, I'd admit this season's a failure. Keep him. Let's see how you get on next year. When you got all your players bedded in, I think it's a bit reactionary. Because let's be honest, Chelsea aren't going to do it this year. Just accept it's going to be a dud year. And that's what I'll do. I'll keep him, and then if I was in Chelsea's position, I'll go, right, it's going to be a bad year. Accept it, you lot. We'll look at next year. We'll concentrate on next year. I think that's a sensible thing to do with Chelsea, rather than, sack him. Because they're not going to go down. They're just not going to get Champions League. But it means that next year they'll have no distractions and they'll have all their good players who they've bedded in for an extra 6 or 7 months. Everything's too reactionary. Everything's too, we've got to get rid. Leeds did have to get rid because we were, we were going to get relegated how it was going. We still could, but I think we're definitely.
And not just that, but you had to look at your games as well, didn't you? What was it, 1 in 9 games?
Yeah. But Chelsea, let's be honest, they're just going to buy the way out anyway. It's not like they're going to, they're not like us where we can't just throw money at things. They'll just throw the money out away. They'll throw the money at it enough that it will end up being good in the end.
Yeah.
That's just how it is with those two.
It's just annoying to see, though.
See, where we talk about a £15 million player being a gamble, if we can, if it's going to work or not. Them, the £60 million Lukaku, 100 million, they chucked him away to loaned him back to Inter Milan.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at Liam's comment where he said it's annoying to see it. That's from a
no, right. The reason why is, right,
you just throw money left, right, and centre.
See, we throw money left, right, and centre, but we also go out and invest in the future while.
Yeah, you probably.
Like we got Julian Alvarez 15 million.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah, what you're saying is you don't spunk 100 million on, but let's be honest.
No, they don't spunk 100 million on players like Calvin Phillips and Jack Grealish.
Wasn't Cancelo 60? Cancelo was 60 million.
No, Cancelo was only 35.
Oh, is that it?
That's what I mean? Yeah, that was it. 35.
Is that it? I thought he cost you loads more than that.
No, we did a swap deal, didn't we? We offered 35 million and Danilo for Cancelo, and Juventus accepted it.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest, 35 million for him at the time was a cracking deal. Akanji as well, though. Akanji for Dortmund, 15 million.
Yeah, I think what you've done is you've gone past that phase because you've been rich for so long. You've gone past the phase. You're so established now that you're doing it more cleverly.
Technically, Chelsea were established. Under Abramovich, like Chelsea got a lot of titles, they got a lot of things. This new owner, all this new owner's coming it's like he's played a game of FIFA. Me and my mate said this the other day. He's coming, and these are Potter signings. He's coming and he's just seen all these amazing young talents, and he's just gone out and bought them for however much he's, the current owner of Chelsea does have nothing, like no football brain. He's not football brain at all.
He does now, look. Well, he doesn't now, but he's brought people in who are now.
Yeah, now. After the windows happened, and now he's spent all that ridiculous money when he could have spent that ridiculous money in players who Potter actually wanted on it.
I mean, if you was a Chelsea fan, would you not sit back and just go, I'm angry right now, but secretly at the back of your head, you must know that you're going to be all right in the end.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I don't get. They get crazy, and then you think, what are you getting crazy about? Yeah, it's going to come good because it's just going to come good because you're one of those clubs. So
the thing as well is you got to give the manager time. Like Potter's been
not if you're Chelsea, they don't, mate.
Well,
even Abramovich sacked him.
But any great manager over a success of time, like for example, Sir Alex Ferguson, if not the greatest manager of all time, I know Hermione might not agree with this because I know how much you hate Man United. But in his first season, he did absolutely nothing. He didn't win any titles. He didn't do anything.
I think it's 3 seasons it took him to. Actually,
you know what I mean. I personally believe you have. I mean, look at Arsenal right now with Arteta. Arsenal haven't gone out. They didn't spend the money stupid. They did at the beginning, but when Arteta came in, Arteta said, "We're not going to spend money stupidly. We're going to bring in players who fit my play style and are bang average but a decent price." And look at him now, he's top of the table because I gave him time. How many times did Arsenal go out and say, we want him sacked? But the Arsenal board stuck with him, and now they're seeing that he's paid off.
I mean, I look at Inky, mate. I love this chat. I don't know if you mean it's funny just because it's funny to look at us all talking what we say, or you generally find it funny. But I personally think with Potter, I bet you anything, if they got past this season and they didn't sack him, I bet he'll do well next year.
Yeah, by mile.
Yeah, I bet you would.
We've all know that Graham Potter, he's not just a manager, he's a man management. He's a man manager. Yeah, he's a project manager and he's a man management. He likes to understand what the players are going through. He tries to help them as best as they can.
I do find it odd how much he changes things though. I mean, I don't think it's him. I think what frustrates me is if we had a manager at Leeds, and I got a funny feeling that this current manager might stick with quite the same team. I don't think he'll mix it up massively. I like settled teams, but I would get infuriated if you had like 6 changes every game. It would be like, ugh. So
yeah, I agree. Amani says Kingsville Blue Team have not gelled, and have returning players think that they are superstars. Reality is they are garbage, overplayed dossers.
I think they are about most footballers, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Look at
Amani, brilliant. Inky laughing her head off. I think this channel is so funny. Didn't Clive James have a travel show? Maybe Reece should start one and give up football as it doesn't suit him, laughing a smiley face off.
Well, don't tell Liam that he has him in his fantasy team.
I do, yeah. No, but like for me, I think Potter right now he's trying different stuff because he's trying to find his best 11.
Yeah, I mean Chelsea. I don't know, but in football, it's so you. What's the sad thing with football nowadays is you can't really build an empire. If you see what I'm saying, you don't have time to. You don't have the time. Wenger and Alex Ferguson. In the 70s and 80s, you had time to build something, and nowadays it's just so reactionary and
social media. I think social media has kind of made football a bit like a TV show, with the fans are demanding something new, a new manager. Like
players seem to concentrate more on social media than they do playing football.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. I think that's what I mean. Social media is such a big impact now on the current world of football. It kind of destroys it. That's why whenever I watch a game, I refuse to look on Twitter because there's so many people saying, "No, Potter out, Arteta out." 2 years ago, Arsenal Fan TV, how many
It won
people
2 years
complained?
ago. It was 1 year ago. They were all on
Last year,
about
yeah. Last year,
out.
I set her out. This year, it's the best manager we've seen in years. He's the best.
I think,
you know what I mean?
do you know, I just think that's football fans. I think that's football fans in general.
Yeah,
I
Leeds,
really
we're,
do.
fans, we're Leeds
I
fans. We're just as. I mean, it's easy to point the fingers at. People will point the fingers at us fans as well. We're all, you know, at the end of the day, what we all want is success constantly. And if you don't get it, we all get, you know, stamp our feet a lot.
You know, I think the big success for Leeds was when Bielsa came in. You kind of did it where you believed in the manager. At first, he was a bit, you know, shaky because you didn't know how he played. But then it stabled out, and for 3 years, you had a great team who knew what they were doing week in, week out, and Leeds fans knew that it was entertaining football. But when you bring in new managers, they have different style of football. Some have entertaining, some have boring play style. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, for example, Jose Mourinho, right? He parks the bus. I as a Man City fan, I hate how we play, passing around the back. We spend at least 20 minutes of the game just passing between our defenders and the goalkeeper. And I find it boring. We might get the win. But I just find it boring. I want to see some entertaining football.
I mean, Liam, come on. I wish I had that problem. Just finding Man City. I mean, I'd die to be in that position where you're just so dominant in games. Really.
We're dominant, but it's also frustrating to watch because when you see them pass around the back when they're 0-0 or 1-0 down or something, and they're still passing around the back.
Yeah, but you're Man City, you're always going to come good, aren't you? I mean,
Liam, look, you only supported Man City because they were winning titles.
Right, we've flopped, okay? Honestly, people say, right, that Man City are team dominant, but in the past few months, we've been shocking. We lost to Southampton 2-0, bottom of the table.
I wish I was your kind of shocking.
You know what I mean? As you know, when I watched Leeds play under Bielsa, I found that entertaining because it was always attack. Fair enough to defend.
Yeah, look how many goals were Leeds in at back.
But then you've also got to think how many goals you scored.
I guess what happens with fans, and maybe I'm probably I'll speak for myself, is maybe you get guilty of you get too much of a good thing. I mean, I remember 5 years ago, I used to fantasize about being able to watch Leeds on Match of the Day.
Yeah,
I remember I used to sit there and go, God, imagine being able to one day, you know, just having Leeds back on Match of the Day. I remember watching Leeds on Match of the Day for the very first time against Liverpool. I was like, oh my God, you know, I could pick fantasy players that were Leeds players. But what happens is you get used to that, and it becomes normalised, and you forget. Sometimes I have to remind myself how far we've come, and now I just think, obviously I'm really scared, but I don't want to get relegated. But I do think, well, actually, we still come a really long way. You have to remind yourself where you've been to where you are now. And I think as fans, we forget that because we always want more and more.
You get greedy, don't you? You get greedy.
Yeah, you do. You become normalised to being in the Premiership, and it's like, well, we should, you know. But actually, we haven't been in it for 16 years, and you know, it's just you don't want to lose it, do you? So
you don't want to lose what you've already got. That's
yeah. But like the way you're talking, I mean, I remember Man City when they were in League One. You know, they were, you know, they beat out. I mean, I don't really begrudge Man City their success because they've been really they were as low as Leeds at one point.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's Chelsea that seem to always be in top division and winning things every season. They don't win a trophy; it's failure to them.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That you become normalised to success.
Man United had the biggest recent example. Man United was so used to getting success, and it's took them over 8 years to finally win one trophy. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're so complacent to used to see your team winning trophies and stuff, and when you don't see it for so long, you think to yourself, "Oh my God, we might actually win," and then it brings up the complacency again. We expect to win a title next year.
I didn't really. I mean, I was only 9-10 when the Leeds won was it 91? Was it 92? The league, the Division 1 then, before it became the Premiership. And I can only remember bits of it. really. So, in my head, I've never really seen Leeds win a competition, apart from, I guess you can count the Championship, can't you? But I don't.
Yeah, I count the
To me, it wasn't about. I don't see, even though they won a cup, I don't look at it as if they've won a cup, because to me, I was more just bothered about promotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your big cups, your FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, and
Yeah, I mean, even the League Cup, the reason why I get not annoyed with the FA Cup or shy away from it is because it's not until you're established or you got a bit of money, you can fight on more fronts. I don't want to get embroiled in them.
Well, do you know, Graham Potter it proves that he hasn't signed these players because he's complaining that he can't. He's training. He's finding it difficult to implicate 31 players. He can't. He's finding it difficult.
But again, that's level of problems, isn't it? These are luxury. I mean, these are luxury problems. I mean, they're not. If you actually think of, are they problems? Oh, I can't.
But for him, it's his excuse.
I'm struggling to train a £100 million player. I mean, that's not really a problem, is it? I mean, Leeds have problems where we're going. Yeah, we have to put Luke Ayling at centre back. There's levels of, problems, isn't there?
One player, I'll get through these last two comments and I'll say something. Regarding Chelsea and Chi, it's good to see them their sea money failing.
Yeah.
Inky says, as I said, it's so funny. I couldn't help laughing my socks off hearing about them expanding their ground. Lucky to our fillet as it is.
Man City.
Who's that? Man City?
Man City, yeah. We think we're going from 60,000 to 70,000, I think maybe 75,000.
And if you get relegated to League Two, you can have about 700.
Yeah, but again, I
won't even get that. We won't even get 7.
There would have been a point where Man City, I don't know if do they fill their ground all the time now, or is it?
No.
Yeah, but again, because that's used to be so dominant. The excitement fades.
It's funny. Good. I remember Pep saying after an interview after the game, he said, "Oh, we want fans to come and see us. We want fans to see us win a lot more and stuff like that." After he said that, we went on like a 5-game losing streak, and I'm just like, "You want us to go? Pep wants Man City fans to go watch your team lose." After you've been so complacent to winning for so long, if the manager's coming out and saying that he wants to see more fans, fine, getting fans there is not a problem. More fans will turn up. But if you're not winning, it's going to pull even more fans away. I know it's the joys of football, but if you're a dominant team like Man City, who are used to winning week in, week out, then you're going away to Southampton, what should be an easy game for you. You go out and you lose 2-0 to them. You think to yourself, 1 minute, he's saying that he wants us to come to more games, but I'm not going to go to a game if we lose 2-0 to the bottom of the league. You're right, Ian. Yeah, 2,000 extra empty seats, 20,000 empty seats. Because the problem is with Man City, as I said, we're so complacent to winning that the only time we actually fill our stadium is a Champions League game, because it's the one trophy that we've never won.
That's what I mean. You've got used to success, basically.
Yeah, we've got so used to success, and maybe at the end of the last game of the season, but everybody sells out the stadium at the last game of the season. Come on, but. It's just Champions League games where we sell out our stadium now because it's the one trophy that we're missing.
What are you doing, Lee? You keep bothering your settings. He's playing about with that chroma key bar. Right, only 30 years ago since we won the league. Still hold that trophy. Last Division 1 winners before the Premier League started. I am lucky enough to have seen us win lots of trophies. 10,000 extra empty seats, according to Winky. I can remember Darlington FC playing at Main Road back in the day. We took 5,000 fans. Wowzers, memories. 20k empty had seats.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, people like Darling. I remember when I was. I remember Lincoln playing Man City in the FA Cup. It was a League Cup. They beat them 4-1, and then beat them 1-0 at Main Road. I think Man City were. I don't know if they was in the Premiership then, but they were on the decline. So, yeah, I mean, they have been down there. They have been down there.
Well, it's, as you said, Russell, it's going to be the problem now. It's just when you watch a team be so dominant over the past few seasons, you're going to just start to get bored of. I know that
it's crazy to think that, isn't it? Because Leeds fans, we're wanting to be in that position, but once you've got it, you're kind of like, oh, I'm bored of this now after a couple of years. And it really shouldn't be like that, should it? You should be like constantly wanting more. I guess that's, you know.
Yeah, I think that's why it's always good to enjoy watching lower league teams as well, like in League One, Championship, and League Two, because they've got something to fight for. While
I tell you one team, another team that I'm probably not jealous of, but I do look at quite enviously is Burnley, because they went down, and you have all the horrors of going down and being like, oh, you know, we're going to go bust. And now they're sat in a position where it's a lovely feeling when you know that you're probably going to go straight back up, and you're like, you're back on that, like,
yeah.
And, you know, if Leeds went down, you'd be distraught. But if you could fast forward 8 months on like a remote control, but then have that feeling though that you're like 20 points ahead, and you're like, you get that feeling again, like, oh, what could happen when we're back in the Premiership?
Ellen Road would be rocking. Ellen Road would be rocking.
Yeah,
it's like that time where you lost to Derby in the playoffs. Was it quarters or semi-final?
Yeah,
and with the season like the season after, you were booming. You were like, well, we're going to go up this time.
I'll tell you what, I thought Brentford. I mean, I hated Brentford that season.
Oh, Brentford were very annoying. Yeah,
we kept winning, but they kept winning. And they won. I think they won like 10 games in a row or something stupid, and we just couldn't shake them. If it weren't for Brentford, we would have been promoted a lot earlier that season.
Robbie Blake, Burnley and Darlington legend.
He played for Leeds, didn't he? I always remember because he always used to do the same turn. It was like one turn that he used to do. Yeah, Robbie Blake. Yeah, he did play for Leeds for a while.
Yeah.
I think it was 2006, wasn't it? 7. He was like when we first went down. He was around that era.
Well, like the Huckabee era.
No, that was Huckabee was when we was on the way up, about 99.
Yeah, that's when we got promoted.
Yeah, about 2000. He was around 2020, 2009.
But going back,
even if we went down, we could still fill 10,000 extra seats.
I think it's the loyalty of the fan base. So, like, the problem is, and I know this might sound absolutely stupid, but when it comes to teams like Manchester City, Man United, because of the previous years, there's going to be more Man United fans because of the success than the Man City fans. But now there's a lot more. It's starting to become like kind of the opposite now, where you're seeing quite a few more Man City fans than you have Man United, because people support the success.
Yeah, well, look, if it were Man United and Man City running for title, 99 teams out of 100 will want Man City to win it.
Yeah,
they don't want Man United to win it.
I'm glad Man United aren't dominant, because I remember when I was growing up, it was just.
I think they're starting to become more.
Just in the 90s,
they're starting.
It's
just
when
I
was at like secondary school, it was just constantly Man United. Just like, oh, I hate this team. They just because they're winning. You hate the teams that win everything, don't you?
Yeah.
You know,
they could afford to buy players all the time as well.
Well, even though let's be honest, they were a very good team, but it's just annoying because it was. You know, you have to sit and take it. It was just frustrating to watch. Really.
I think the most annoying part was the fact that every season they bought the top goal scorer except Alan Shearer. That was the one thing what really annoyed me about Man United. Every single season there was a top goal scorer. If it wasn't a Man United player, they'll go out and buy him. Robin van Persie is a perfect example. Played for Arsenal, got top goal scorer. Oh, I'll never go to Man United. Man United, oh, we'll pay this much. He's already on his way. And then,
I think that's what annoys me with Leeds is when we had that we had that really good team which could have been set up for like 5-10 years of success. I think that's what really frustrates me is that I remember so fondly that period because I thought, God, we're going places. It was so exciting, and obviously it just all fell apart. And what's so frustrating? It could have been so unbelievable for a very long period, and we could have been a really established top 4 Premiership team now. But here we are.
Inky, I went to home and away for years. The Glory Boys were nowhere to be seen. Yeah, that's it. You get into Premier League, everyone wants to get.
I can't even get to it. I don't even try anymore. I just don't see the point. If we went down, I'd probably be able to get to more games.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's also that part as well, where Leeds is such a close-knit fan base that, even though where you are in the table, you still sell out your stadium instantly because that's how loyal the fan base is.
No, they were easy to get tickets for Leeds when we were in Championship before Bielsa.
But, but as Russell said, as soon as you start getting that success, that's when the tickets become more and more and more impossible.
But I don't get I don't get funny with fans if they want. I don't really kind of put fans in tears, or if loads of people want to go, they go, as long as they're supporting. I'm kind of one of those fans where I don't really judge it on how many games you go to and all that sort of stuff. So to me, it's if people do want to only really watch them in the Premiership, as long as they're putting money into the club, go for it.
Meehan says, just imagine Man United without the Munich air crash. What a team they would have.
It was a very sad. Even though I hate the team, that was a very sad moment for football alone, and I think it was more sad for the football club. But
it must be Babes, wasn't it? They were called must be Babes.
They were on right form. They were on correct team.
Inky, what game was that then? £2.50. What year was that? £2.50 on the turnstile. Jeez, that's so cheap.
My first game was £2.50.
That must have been like in what, the 80s?
I would say 80s or 70s maybe.
No, I think in the 70s £2.50 would be quite a lot of money, wouldn't it?
It will have been, yeah.
I bet that to me that sounds mid 80s, maybe.
Wow,
maybe early 80s.
Now you're looking at maybe 200.
No, more than that.
40, that's what I mean, like £40 a ticket now.
Probably more than that if you want one desperate enough. It's ridiculous.
85, yeah, I thought so. 85. That was a harsh. The 80s were not a kind decade to Leeds, were they? The end of the 80s were good, but between 80 to 87 is an awful time, wasn't it?
It didn't do much, did we? Right, well, look, guys, we've been going 2 hours. To start.
It's funny. I left the stream when everyone was talking about fantasy football. Come into it. It's just been a football stream. We've just been talking about football now.
2 shillings, Inky. I am old school. My first season ticket cost £8.
Oh, what I would do for that now?
But that'd have been a lot of money then. You know what I mean?
Oh, it would have been 800. Yeah. It would have been 800 in today's money.
No, probably about 400, 500 or something.
My first hourly wage was £1.82. Wow, but again, you laugh now, but people would laugh on the money you're probably on now. In about 30 years, they'll go, "Yeah, he's only on that much money."
I remember £10 an hour.
Apprentices, to be honest, apprentices are on like £4.50 an hour, maybe.
Yeah, it's crazy how time moves so quickly. It's only when you look back that you're like, Jesus, it's like a different world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really. But like I said, I mean, when it comes, good luck to everyone in the we're doing a deadline stream, aren't we?
Yeah, that's Saturday 10 to 10.
Yeah, I mean, as for Leeds, I personally think we're going to lose against Chelsea, but I hope I'm wrong. But I think we'll lose personally, but who knows?
Time will tell. I guess time will tell. I got my first Leeds shirt of Mick Jones for £3.
That's good. I love the retro shirts. I love them. They haven't actually released many retro shirts for a while, have they?
They've released jackets like the 90s.
No. I collect the the retro ones, like the actual Yeah, and I haven't seen any release for a while, to be honest with you. I'm waiting for some more ones to come out because I like buying them.
That's fair enough. Right, well, look, guys, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Being good. Lee, well done. We're getting you 104 points.
Yeah, well done. And everyone else, actually, Harmony had a good week.
Everybody did.
Obviously,
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
And donkey of the panel goes to Liam. Eat all.
I think actually Liam did get the lowest points this week.
I can't wait. I can't wait till next week.
But Liam, do you know who can solve the problems?
Almiron.
You. Only you can solve the problem.
Almiron can sort my problems out for me.
Well, if you think Almiron can solve your problems, you put with your team.
Bam Russ actually repents outside Ellen Road on his knees begging for forgiveness.
Repent for what?
Leeds are going to lose.
Oh, well, I can't come on here and pretend. I mean,
I think we can get a result. I'm not saying that. I think we look. I think if there's a right time of playing Chelsea, it's now.
Yeah, I know, but this is Leeds, isn't it? We do the predictable thing usually, and if someone's out of form, they'll get a win. We don't. It's very rarely we're that team that upsets the apple cart, or we'll go across, or we'll, we're usually the team that if someone's out of form, they'll usually pick up a result against Leeds. If as a Leeds fans, is everyone being honest with themselves, thinking we're going to get to Chelsea? Deep underneath it all, deep down, you feel like we're going to get a win there? Really?
I think yeah, I know Chelsea have spent what £600 million, brought in 8 new players in January, 8 new shiny toys in January. But the way the fans are talking and the way Potter's under pressure and the way Potter's talking, it's not all good down at Chelsea at this moment in time. It really isn't.
Yeah, but it's not exactly great with us, though, is it?
No, that's true. But we aren't complaining about our manager now, are we? We stopped doing that now.
Well, we're not complaining yet. I mean, you got to give him a bit of slack. He's only been in one game, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, 2. Well, yeah, but 1 Premier League game, yeah. Fair enough. Well, look, guys, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you for all your support you're showing us. Hope you have a good. We'll be back for fantasy.
Deadline. We'll have a. This has really been like a fantasy dash football chat, hasn't it? Really, yeah.
It's mad, but that's how it goes, isn't it? That's how it goes. But look, please, if you can think of any questions from between now and deadline stream, write them down, jot them down, and then fire them at us on transfer deadline stream.
Yeah.
It's lovely that they are awful. The Gobbigits are all quiet down here.
Yeah. Oh, watch out, London.
London, yeah, Gobbigits. Yeah. I like that, man. I do. Right, well, look, guys, I only one feel to say thank you for all your support. Thank you for watching this edition of Disabled Team. Say goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from us.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.